So once you're done with calculating the true positive values, the true negative values, the false positive, false negatives, so ultimately the goal is to calculate and find out the accuracy score, the precision score, the recall score, or the FN score, or whatever the metric you are concerned with. So hi, this video would be about calculation of the metrics using confusion matrix. Alright, so there are basically four metrics which we would be discussing. There are many metrics depending upon the use case. So there's bifocal, there is also you say uh, the if you are working on a segmentation task, it can be dice loss, it can be IOU. If you are working in a object detection task, it can be a average precision, it can be mean average precision, depending upon the case, depending upon the use case and the situation or the scenario. But here we are concerned with only four metrics, and that we would be discussing: accuracy score, the precision value, the recall value, and the F1 score. So let us begin. Let me share my screen. So this is calculation of metric scores using confusion matrix. This is what we saw last time. This is about the two-class confusion matrix. So this is something we had seen last time. We had predicted labels. We had a 2x2 matrix where we had class A and class B, wherein we replaced the class B as not class A. Where true labels, predicted labels, accuracy would be true positive divided by all the values in the confusion matrix. Or better to say the sum of true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative, or you can say the sum of entire confusion matrix itself, or the total number of instances. So basically accuracy is true positive divided by total number of instances. This is what it is. So true positive by either you can sum of make it the formula wise it is sum of true positive plus true negative plus false positive plus false negative, which basically means the sum of all the samples, right? So you are taking into consideration the true positive, true negative, all the possible scenarios. So all the possible scenarios is basically the entire set of samples. Coming to precision value is true positive divided by true positive plus false positive. False positive we had, true positive we had, just simply putting in the values and substituting and find out whatever the result is. So would be the case with recall. You would be finding and more concerned with the true positive value and the false negative value. So the difference between recall and precision is false positive in precision and false negative in recall. Apart from this, we have F1 score. Here the F1 score, let's talk about F1 score a bit. So what is F1 score? So precision talks about the cases wherein you try to minimize the false positives. Okay, so you would try to minimize the cases wherein there are samples which are detected, which are not actually the sample which we want, but are being detected as the desired output. And false negative is working on the less detections. So what is false positive? False positive is working on the detections which are falsy, or which are basically being confused with the one which we want, and false negative is are the ones which we are unable to detect. Both are a matter of concern. If both are the matter of concern, we would like to use F1 score. Why? Because if precision is high, recall is usually low, and if recall is high, precision is low. So there's a trade-off between the two, and this trade-off is maintained using F1 score. So that is the role of F1 score. That is why we use F1 score. F1 score is a harmonic mean of precision and recall, and thereby the formula 2 times precision divided by precision plus recall. This was for two-class confusion matrix. I think this is very simple. However, when we proceed to three-class confusion matrix, things become slightly technical. So why? So it's like we calculated these values: true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. However, these values were only for class A. If you were to calculate for class B, you would do the other way around. You would strike off A, you would strike off C, you would strike off A over here, you would strike off C, you would obtain the values, the values which you obtain. So the true positive values you obtain, the false positive values you obtain, the true negative values you obtain, the false negative values you obtain. Those would be concerned with the class you're those would be the values pertaining to the class you're concerned with. So in this particular case, we are concerned with class A, and thereby we have the accuracy value. So whatever the accuracy value which we calculate using these particular parameters, the true positive, the false positive, the true negative, and the false negative, would be accuracy value for class A. So if we calculate this metric for accuracy, this would be for A. You can calculate for accuracy for B. You can calculate for accuracy for C. I will drop the answers in the comment section. You can check it out and verify. That's the idea. That's the simple idea. So majority of the tasks lies in correct calculation of true positive value, true negative value, false positive value, and false negative value. And remembering by adding, either you can make a square bracket or a curly bracket or whatever is convenient to you. The ideal convention is having a subscript, but you can do this as well. So the true positive of A is 40, the true negative of A is 36, the false positive of A is 13, the false negative of A is 11. Now you want to try to you are trying to calculate the accuracy of A, which would be equal to the true positive of A divided by the entire confusion matrix. Because confusion matrix is the general matrix, so you cannot have confusion matrix for A, right? So 40 divided by the sum of all the elements. So goes for recall true positive of A divided by true positive of A plus false negative of A. So it's the case with precision, so is the case with F1 score, and that's it. As simple as that. If you have any confusion, so basically if you were to calculate with class B, what would you do? You would try to calculate the true positive of class B, you try to calculate the false positive of class B, you would try to calculate the true negative of class B, and you would try to calculate the false negative of class B. So if you were to calculate the true positive of class B, I'm not doing it, just let's do it quite verbally, let's do it verbally. And I think it's quite simple. It should have been simple if you have followed up the previous video. So true positive of class B would be 20, right? True negative of class B, what would it be? True negative would be the samples which were not B and have been predicted as not B. So this would be not A, not C, not A, not C. Sum of 40 plus 4 and 6 plus 10. It would be around 50, 60. It would be 60. Coming to false positive of B would be class samples which were predicted B would actually not be. So those would be 5 plus 3. False negative of B would be samples which were not predicted B but were actually B, would be 9 plus 3. I hope this is clear. If it's not, please drop that in the comment section. I would be more than happy to help you out. And please try to calculate these scores and drop the answers in the comment section. After a while, I might share the answers. It would be good exercise for you. And once you do it and master this particular concept, it goes nowhere. And alright. Yeah, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye. Next video we'll be talking about precision recall curve, the importance of thresholding, and the model selection or comparison, how it is used in model selection and comparison, or the AOC curve as well along with it. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.